Good morning, Mom. I am James Howard Salia from BSHM 3A, and today I will discuss the Chapter 7 Laws Regulating Transportation Establishments. So, our topic outline for today are law on common carriers, the law, nature of contract of carriage, responsibility of common carriers, liabilities of common carriers for the acts of employees and strangers, enforcement of liability of common carriers, damages recoverable from common carriers, nature of airline, bus, and shipping tickets, regulation of transportation business, regulation of air transportation business, registration of aircraft, regulation of shipping industry, authority to operate, regulation of the land transportation, accreditation of the transportation vehicles by the Department of Tourism, standard requirements for tourist and land transport vehicles, Department of Labor and Employment, standard requirements for tourist water transport vessels, standard requirements for tourist air transports, documents required to support application for accreditation to support as tourist transportation operator, for land transport, for water transport, for air transport, accreditation of motorized boat or bangka engaged in tourism activities and services, seatbelt law, law on transportation of animals, law on importation of vehicles, public service law, traffic law, rules and registration of motor vehicles, restriction as, a, as to speed, restriction of overtaking and passing, right of way, parking prohibition, driving or parking on sidewalk, driving on substance intake, obstruction of traffic, duty driver during accident, accreditation of Kalisa drivers. So our learning objectives today: first, identify the laws affecting the transportation sector; second, identify the rights of passengers of commercial transportation; and lastly, explain the relevance of these laws to promotion of tourism in the country. Law on common carriers. The primary law that governs common carriers is the Civil Code of the Philippines, as clearly implied from Article 1766, thereof which the state that in all matters not regulated by this code, the right and obligation of common carriers shall be governed by the Code of Commerce and special laws. The law. Article 1732. Common carriers are persons, corporations, firms, or associations engaged in the business of of carrying or transporting passengers or good or both by land, water, or air for compensation, offering their services to the public. Nature of contract of carriage. A contract to transport passengers is a quite different in kind of degree from any other contractual relation. And this is because of the relation which an air carrier sustains with the public. It invites people to avail the comforts and advantages it offers. The contract of carriage thereof generates a relation attended with the public duty, neglect, or malfeasance of the carrier's employees naturally could give a ground for an action for damages. Responsibility of common carriers. The law, Article 1733, common carriers from nature of their business and for reason of public policy are bound to observe extraordinary diligence in the vigilance over the goods of and for the safety of the passenger transported by them, according to all circumstances of each case. Article 1755, a common carrier is bound to carry the passenger safely as a human care, and foresight can provide using utmost diligence of very cautious person with a due regard for all circumstances. Article Article 1756, in a case of death of or injuries to passengers, common carriers are presumed to have been at fault or to have acted negligently unless they prove that they observed extraordinary diligence as prescribed in Article 1733 and 1755. Article 1757, the responsibility of common carriers for the safety of passengers, as required in Articles 1733 and 1755, cannot be dispensed with or lessened by stipulation, by the posting or notices, by the statement of the tickets, or otherwise. Liability of common carriers for the acts of employees and strangers. The law, Article 1759, common carriers are liability for the death or injuries to passengers through negligence or willful acts of the former employees, although such employees may have acted beyond the scope of their authority or violation of the orders of common carriers. This liability of common carriers does not cease upon proof that they exercise the diligence of a good father of a family in a selection of supervision of their families, employees. Enforcement of liability of common carriers. The liability of common carriers can be enforced of the following causes of actions. First, in case of death or injury caused to passengers, the victim may file a case of breach of the contract of carriage or culpa contractual against the owner of the common carriers. And second, in case of death or injury caused to a stranger or pedestrian, the victim may file a criminal complaint against the driver of the common carriers for reckless imprudence resulting in homicide and damage to property. The victim may also file a civil suit against the common carriers and its driver on the ground of culpa aculeana and quasi delicta. Damages recoverable from common carriers in action based on culpa contractual or culpa aculeana. The damages that are recoverable are as follows: actual damages, compensatory damages, moral damages, exemplary damages, debt indemnity, and attorney fees. Nominal damages may be awarded in the case of morals. Explanatory damages may not be awarded. The law, nature of airline, bus, and shipping tickets. The best evidence of the contract of the carriage is the passage tickets. Under jurisprudence, an airline's bus or shipping tickets is a contract of adhesion, considering that all the provision thereof are prepared and drafted only by the carrier. The only participation left of the other party is to affix his signature thereto. In such situation, the Supreme Court ruled that the terms thereof must be interpreted against the party who drafted the same, in this case, the carrier. Regulation of the transportation business. The Department of Transportation and Communication, or DOTC, is the primarily policy, planning, programming, regulating, and administrative entity of the executive branch of government in the promotion, development, and regulation of dependable and coordinated network of the transportation and communication system, as well as in the fast, safe, efficient book. It has the power, authority to technical expertise to determine net will of the transportation and communicating series administrative code or mean whether or not a specific transportation or communication project is necessary, viable, or beneficial to the people. Regulation of air transportation business. Legislative Act number 3909, passed by Philippine Legislature on November 20, 1931, created an office under Department of Commerce and Communication to handle aviation, Legislative Act Number 3909, passed by the Higher and Communication to MELT, to one matter, particularly the enforcement of the rules and regulation governing commercial aviation as well as for private flying. It was an amendment by Act 3996 to include licensing of air-maintenance aircraft, inspection of aircraft concerning air traffic rules, schedules, and traffic rates, implementing the aviation laws. Registration of aircraft, the law. Only aircraft owned by or at least to citizen or citizen of the Philippines and which are not registered under the laws of any foreign country may be eligible for registration. Regulation of the shipping industry. The Maritime Industry Authority, or MARINA, was created on June 1, 1974 with the issuance of Presidential Decree number 47-4 to integrate the development, promotion, and regulation of the creation of the Ministry of the Transportation and Communication by the virtue by Presidently in the country. It was a plate of the mother. Regulation of the shipping industry. The Maritime Industry Authority, or MARINA, was created on June 1, 1974 with the issuance of Presidential Decree number 47-4 to integrate the development, promotion, and regulation of the creation of the Ministry of Transportation and Communication by virtue of the Presidently in the country. It was original plate of the mother friend of Executive Order number 546. The MARINA was attached to the DOTC for the Policy of Program Coordination on July 23, 1979. Authority to operate. No franchise, certificate, or any other form of authorization awarded by MARINA for the carriage of cargo or passengers or boat in a domestic trade should be granted except to domestic ship owner or operator. The term of domestic ship owner or operator means a citizen of the Philippines or commercial partnership wholly owned by Filipino or corporation at least 60% of the capital which is owned by Filipinos, which is duly authorized by the Maritime Industry Authority to engage in the business or domestic shipping. However, foreign vessels who may be wish to engage in trade in commerce within the Philippine territorial waters may be granted a special permit by the MARINA with no domestic vessels as available or suitable to provide needed shipping service, and where public interest warrants the same. Regulation of the land transportation. The concept of land transportation system in the Philippines started when our ancestors invented means of locomotion. The early means of transportation used were animals in moving people and goods from the place to place. Although the means of the land transportation during the early days were not as sophisticated as the modern vehicles of today, and the roads were not well constructed, the early Filipino also observed some forms of laws to govern their mobility. These laws were informal and simply as a specifying which animal could use certain purposes. However, the existence of these rules. Accreditation of transportation vehicles by the Department of Tourism. This involves the minimum requirements for the operation, establishment, and maintenance of transportation vehicles in order to be accredited by the Department of Tourism. Accreditation by the Department of Tourism, although not mandatory in nature, increases the marketability and transportation vehicle. Standard requirements for tourist and land transport vehicles. To be registrable, every tourist transport must be found roadworthy upon inspection by a team from the Department of Tourism. In the case of bus or coaster, it may shall not be more than 10 years reckoned from a year of manufacture. For a tourist car, it should be more than 5 years reckoned from the year of manufacture provided. However, the tourist luxury car should have a maximum allowable age of then 10 years. For this purpose, luxury cars should be referred to passenger cars with an engine displacement of not less than 2190 cc, which are not locally assembled or manufactured. Every tourist transport should be provided with a left-hand drive. It should be properly equipped with an equitable air conditioning unit, and it should be provided or installed with at least one portable fire extinguisher for the protection of its passengers. Department of Labor and Employment. The following are the functions of the Department of Labor Employment or DOL: enforcement social and labor legislation or protect the working class or regulate the relation between the workers and his employments, formulate the recommend policies, plans, programs, and manpower development training, allocation, and utilization, recommend legislation to enhance the material, social, and intellectual improvement of the nation labor force, protect and promote the interests of every citizen desiring to work locally and overseas by securing for him the most equitable terms and conditions of the employment and by providing social welfare services. Regulate the employment of aliens, including the enforcement of legislation of works and permits system for such aliens. Formulate general guidelines concerning wage income policy. Recommend necessary adjustment in the wage structure with a view of developing a wage system that is consistent in a national economic social development plans. Provide for safety, decent, humane, and provide a working condition of environment for all workers, particularly women, young workers, and national economic policy and programs. Maintain harmonious, equitable, and stable labor relations system that is supported of uphold the right of workers and employers to organize and promote the collective bargaining, a foundation of the labor relations system. Provide and ensure the fair, expeditious settlement and disposition of labor and industrial disputes through collective bargaining, grievance machinery, conciliation mediation, voluntary arbitration, compulsory arbitration may be provided by law and other modes that may voluntarily agreed upon the parties concerned. Standard requirements for tourist water transport vessels. There should be at least one restroom, each with the toilet and washing facilities for male and female located at the passenger accommodation area. In addition, there should be a common toilet and bath at the cabin area for a long haul trip. Tissue paper, soap, and hand paper towels should also be provided. A receptionist should be available to usher in guests. There should be a refreshment area which should be well stocked all the times. In case of whole trips, should be provided with the appropriate with all well maintained furniture. There should be a dining area capable of sitting at least and we maintain tourists there. There should be a permitted airing space of upper deck for exclusive use to passenger. There should be a baggage area provided with a racks or similar convenient and bag safe of storage in the passenger accommodation areas. Standard requirements for tourist air transportation. Adequate life-saving devices and adequate communication equipment should be provided in accordance with the requirements prescribed by the Air Transportation Office. Documents required to support application of accreditation to operate as a tourist transport operator. So, mayor's permit and or municipal license, business name certificate and all amendments, proof of ownership contract of at least over an area, uh, at a list of names of all officials and employees, other papers or documents as may required from time to time by the department. For land transports, a copy of LTR certificate of franchise or authorization of tourist car or bus service, a copy of the transportation rates of approved by the LTFRB, pictures of the vehicles showing the side, back, and front views, thereof with the company name of logo, imprinted as a rear and sides respectively, such other papers or documents as may required from the time to time by the department. For water transport, a copy of Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity issued by Maritime Industry Authority, a copy of transportation rates of as approved by the Maritime Industry Authority, pictures of the vessels showing the side, back, front view thereof of the company name and or logo imprinted at its sides, a copy of routes to be served and schedules, such other papers or documents as may be required from time to time by the department. For air transport, a copy or a copy of Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity issued by a Civil Aeronautics Board, a copy of transportation rates of approved by the Civil Aeronautics Board, picture of the plane showing the side, back, front view thereof with the company name and or logo imprinted of the sides, list of the operation and maintenance officials and personnel with the ATOL licenses, a copy of routes to be observed, flight schedules, and such other papers or doc, documents as may be required from time to time by the department. Accreditation of motorized boat or bangka engaged in tourism activities and services. A motorized boat bangka engaged in tourist services shall be a vessel of the 20 gross tonnage or GRT and below engaged in providing water transport services, including sightseeing and water-related tourism activities to foreign or domestic tourists for a fee or any form of compensation. Seatbelt Law. The seatbelt law was enacted to secure safeguard its citizenry, particularly the passengers and drivers of the private or public motor vehicles, from the numerous and extremely injurious effect of the vehicular accidents. In order to secure a safety of passengers and drivers of all times, the mandatory enforcement of the use of seatbelt devices by their drivers and front seat passengers are private and public motor vehicles should be enforced. Law on Transportation of Animals. The law, by virtue of our Republic Act 84856, also known as the Animal Welfare Act of the 1998, it should be a duty of any operator of the land, air, or water public utility transporting pets, wildlife, and all other animals to provide in all cases adequate, clean, and sanitary facilities for the safe convenience and delivery thereof their consigned and place of confinement. These animals should be provided a sufficient food and water while in the transit for more other 12 hours or whenever necessary. No public utility should transport any such animal without written permit from the Director of Bureau of Animal Industry or her authorized representative. Any form of cruelty should be penalized even if transported has obtained a permit from a Bureau of Animal Industry. Cruelty in the transporting includes overcrowding, placing animals in the trunks, under the food trunks of the vehicles. Law on importation of vehicles. The law. There are relevant laws on importation of vehicles which may be useful for the transportation business. namely Republic Act of 7227 allows the free flows of the good capital within the Subic Bay of Freeport in Subic, province of Zambales, in order to attract investors to invest their capital in a business climate with the least government intervention. Public service laws, the law. Public service include every person who may own, operate, manage, or control in the Philippines for hire or compensation with general or limited clientele, whether permanent, occasional, or accidental, and done for general business purposes. Any common carrier, rail, railroad or straight railways, line, ferries, and watercraft shipyard, unless otherwise exempt to no public service shall be operated without having been issue of certificate of public convenience or certificate of public convenience and necessity. Traffic laws. Republic Act number 4136, which is enacted on June 20, 1964, is a compilation of laws relative to traffic rules and regulation. Some of the highlights of the laws: rules on registration of motor vehicles. No motor vehicle should be used or operate on or upon any public highway of the public unless the same is properly registered in the LTO. Tourists bringing their own motor vehicles in the Philippines may, without registry such a motor vehicles, use the same during but the after 90 days their sojourn provided that motor vehicles. Restriction as a speed. Any person of driving motor vehicles is a highway should be drive the same at a careful and prudent speed, not greater or not less than in a reasonable proper, having a due regard to the traffic with the width of the highway and any other condition of their existing, and no person should be drive any motor vehicle upon highway at such speed to endanger the life, limb or property of any person, nor or speed greater than will permits him to bring a vehicle to a stop within an assured clear distance ahead. Subject to provision the preceding paragraph, the rate of speed of any motor vehicle shall not be exist the following. So as can you see here, I give the pictures in the screen or slide. So here the limit of the maximum of the top speed of any motor vehicles. Restriction on overtaking and passing. The driver of a vehicle shall not drive to the left side of the center line of the highway in overtaking or passing another vehicle proceeding in the same direction, unless such left side is clearly safe and it's free of oncoming traffic for a sufficient distance ahead to permit such overtaking or passing to be made in safety. So, right of way. When two vehicles approach or enter the intersection approximately by the same time, the driver of the vehicle of the left should be yield the right of the way to the vehicle on the right. The drive and the driver of any vehicle upon highway with a business or residential district should yield the right of the way of a pedestrian crossing each highway within a crosswalk exile election where the movement of traffic is being regulated by the piece of system and tires signal. Every pedestrian crossing a highway within a business or east side a district of standing point of other than a crosswalk should yield the right of the way of vision residential the highway. The driver of a vehicle upon highway should bring to a full stop such vehicle before traveling any through highway of railroad crossing, provided that when it apparently no hazard exists, the vehicle may be slowed down to 5 miles per hour, instead bringing it full stop. Parking prohibition. No driver shall park a vehicle or permit it to stand, whether attended or unattended, upon a highway in any of following places: within the intersection, on crosswalk, within 6 meters in the intersection curb lines, within 4 meters of driveway entrance to a fire station, within 4 meters of fire hydrant, in front of private driveway, on the roadway side of any vehicle stop, park, or park the curb of edge of the highway, at any place where official signs have been erected prohibiting or parking, driving or parking on sidewalk. No person shall be drive or park a motor vehicle upon or along any sidewalk, path, or alley not intended for vehicular traffic or parking. Driving and substance intake. No person should drive a motor vehicle while under the influence of liquor or narcotic drug. Obstruction of traffic. No person shall drive his motor vehicle in such manner as to obstruct or impede the passage of any vehicle, nor while discharging or taking on a passenger of loading or unloading freight, obstruct the free passage of their vehicles on the highway. Duty of drivers during an accident. In the event that any accident should be occur as a result of the operation of a motor vehicle upon a highway, the driver present should show his driver license, give his true name and address, also the true name of address of the owner of the motor vehicle. Accreditation of Kalisa driver. A resident Filipino citizen who is at least 18 years old of age, physically and mentally fit, and good moral character may apply accreditation as Kalisa driver.